I don't know why I'm doing this. Is not a thing I normally do. So here we have a model that I thought I would be able to get done quickly. I don't know why I thought such a thing existed. This one was actually an easier one still, but it took all day. The whole thing. Several hours just to figure out how to do these eyes here, because as you can see, you only see them through the helmet. It's just really clever placement. Well, I call it clever, but it's probably the opposite of clever. It's just kind of like hacked together. Somewhat precise placement of a mix of a holdout shader and a glowing principled BSDF shader as well. I probably could just use an emission shader. That's it. That I probably should have done that. I'm not changing it though. I don't really have much in terms of proper IK rigging. I didn't rig the ears because, I don't know, the low poly aesthetic just doesn't really feel like it calls to it. Unless I can figure out physics for any use of this. If I, for some reason, decide to put physics into this, then I'd probably want to rig the ears because, you know, like if I'm going to add the physics to like this tail here, which also, this was like just entirely automatic placement of the... I literally sketched this character right before I went to make the model of it. I specifically wanted to make something that'd be a bit of an easier model. Again, it wasn't easy all day, and it's not very good. This is rushed work, and it took all day because 3D takes time. I like how this neck thing is turning out. I mean, it's not like it's complicated, and also it definitely doesn't stick in line with the low poly aesthetic, because if this actually had to go by technical standards, if like this had to actually go by console spec limitations of like the PlayStation or N64, that would not work. But you know, that's just the general idea. That's not actually what I'm doing. It's mostly an excuse for me to be lazy and get a easier model. Man, I'm really just using the word easier a lot. Because saying easy would be a lie, because this was, maybe for someone at a higher skill level this would be easy, but for me it's just easier. And for what this is, it's kind... I don't feel right calling it a protogen, because I kind of looked over some of the documentation and stuff, but I don't think this really follows what that is. I mainly took the Sona I already have and then just slapped a visor on their face. You know, there's the question of if he's like overheating in this, because you can't put a jacket on electronics. I think most of what's underneath this is flesh anyway, so it's fine, but you know, there is the worry. I also, for some reason, really wanted to give him only 3 fingers on each hand. I don't know. I want to rig this for different things, and all the different things I want to use this for will probably require a different rigging process. Also, this is the first model that I've made that, technically speaking, has toes, because these aren't feet here. That's this lump here is technically, biologically speaking, a toe. Just one, because it's very low poly. The actual design isn't just the one, but this is low poly, and putting that much high fidelity for that area, it just seems stupid. I feel like saving the higher quality elements for the hands and the head made far more sense. Even though, again, I have this neck going on, which, again, doesn't follow any rules. I just kind of find it funny to think that this is technically a toe, because it's digigrade. The eyes have different expressions. And of course, so does the mouth. I realize I didn't name the mouth expressions. I should probably do that. There you go. So this one makes them a little bit less happy. Then we can open the mouth, and you can also curve to an O sound. I've decided to put the O sound as like relative to the open, because I think it would there'd probably be more moments where I need to have it be open and then go to a curve compared to having it be closed and go to a curve. And I didn't know how to make it model where it looks correct for both, so I just did one of them, because very lazy setup here. I also was going to originally make a 3D model for my actual cat Sona, But, you know, modeling a fully detailed cat is not very easy, while modeling a low poly robot boy is very easy. So I did that one instead. I also, when modeling this guy beforehand, I rigged him out with the little dummy here. I don't know why this has a material attached to it. It shouldn't have that. which vaguely looks like the thing. So yeah, I just made this based off of my sketch, then put this together with all the different objects and rigged it. Most of the time spent on this was purely on these eyes, and they're still not perfect. Like this angle, like I don't know any opportunity where this angle will be needed to be seen, but you know, hopefully that doesn't occur to be a thing that needs to happen, because it doesn't look right. I really don't know what I'm doing, so I'm very happy with just the fact that this little hair tuft thing, in comparison to the weird perspective of the eyes, just works, because I didn't know if it would, but it does. I also turned off backface culling on these eyes so that whenever it doesn't look as jarring from behind. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna rig the actual IK of these legs, because I have not really rigged a digigrade before, so I don't really know how I should make it move. Like I'm used to with my other models, I learned to slightly bend the joint in the direction I want them to move, but this doesn't really feel like it entirely works in this scenario. I could be wrong though, I don't know. I don't know why the auto IK decides that specifically this foot should stay on the ground, but I do love it. Thank you. I mean, that's just lovely. That's changes that I intend on making to this, but will come later on, are probably making the eyes and mouth more expressive. However, I'll do that. Possibly by using a texture instead, I don't know. And also being able to change the colors of the glowing parts. That's a change that'll probably come sooner rather than later. Yeah, I don't know.